everyone, it's Marissa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and today I'm going to make a lamb rib recipe. So we are at the point in our freezer right now where we're kind of running out of the different whole animals that we like to get, like beef and lamb and pig, pork. And so we're going into these little cuts where you kind of tend to shove them aside because you're like, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna cook that. And I know that when I come across these different cuts, then I always like seeing ideas for how to prepare them. So hopefully you enjoy seeing this too. So let's jump in and get started preparing these lamb ribs. So I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I have my large cast iron skillet, which I'm gonna turn on to medium-high heat. And then you need some type of fat in here to cook with. I have bacon grease that's left over from cooking bacon, and so I'm just gonna use that, but you could use tallow, lard, whatever you want. So while that's heating up, I'm going to cut my ribs into like serving size pieces. Alright, so we have some different sizes here. So while they're in the pan, I'm going to let them sear about 5 to 7 minutes on each side. And I'm also going to season them with some salt and pepper. Next, I'm going to go ahead and transfer the pieces over to a plate. So at this point, the outsides are really nice and crusty and cooked, and the insides are fairly rare still. So now I'm going to go to my pan, and I'm going to add my minced garlic. I have 6 garlic cloves that I minced up. I'm going to add those to the pan. And at this point, I have my heat turned to medium. I'm gonna go ahead and add some rosemary. You could do fresh rosemary, but I don't have any. So I'm gonna do like about 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary. And then just saute this around for just a little bit. Kind of getting up some of those scrapings from the pan too, from searing the meat. Not a bad idea. And then I'm going to add a little bit of broth. I have chicken broth here. If you had lamb broth or lamb meat stock, that would work really nicely. So I have about 1/3 of a cup of broth in here. And then I'm going to add a little sprinkle of pepper. I already have salt in the meat stock, so I don't want to add more of that. Plus I also salted the pieces of meat when they were in the pan. So I'm just going to add a little sprinkle of pepper. So I have my heat on medium-high, and then I'm just letting it reduce down so that it thickens a little bit. Okay, that looks really nice. Reduced down and thickened up. So now I'm going to add the pieces of meat back to the pan and try to coat them with the sauce. And then I'm going to put them into my oven for 7 to 10 minutes to let the insides cook a bit more. I am gonna watch, since I have some thicker pieces and some smaller pieces, I'm gonna take out the smaller pieces a little bit sooner just so that they don't get too done. And then once the 7 to 10 minute time is up for just letting them bake, I'm gonna broil them at the top of the oven for 1 to 2 minutes. And then once we have done that step, then we can serve them. That's a little too high. We have to put the rack down a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna turn it on to broil for a couple minutes. And then we're going to serve this with some acorn squash on the side and some green beans sauteed in butter. I hope that you enjoyed seeing me make that. Please let me know in the comments what videos you'd like me to do. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody else who you think would find it interesting or helpful. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.